Well, so one of the last mechanical issues with this car, if you could even call it that, is in my state, in order to pass an emissions test, you have to have all of the emissions parts of the computer done with their self-test process. This one has one left. EGR, I've put about 1,000 miles on it, and I can't get that thing to shut off, and I suspect it's because we have an exhaust leak. So I've got the key right here. I'm gonna open the door so you guys can hopefully hear this, but it sounds like it's down here, or most likely it's up at the exhaust manifold. I think I already know what's going on with it. So we're gonna check this thing out, but hopefully I can get it for you all on camera. Now I'm gonna rev it a little bit down here. So I don't know if y'all could hear that or not. Hardly sure yet. I've got to get it inside. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I have noticed right at the exhaust manifold there is an issue. And I saw this in the vehicle's service history. This car has a new engine in it, 30,000 miles. It was installed in 2018. And what I've noticed is in those maintenance records, there are two where it's written up that the driver's side exhaust manifold bolts are loose. Now the city tried to fix this apparently, and they noted that it was loose, so it was sent to the local Dodge dealer for a recall, I believe for the airbag, and they had them look at it at the same time. They claimed, the Dodge dealer claimed, that they were able to tighten them up. I don't think that that's the issue. I think there's a simpler, if I can get it to focus, but you can see there's a little bit of a gap there. I suspect that's where our issue is, at least that's where I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna go get my feeler gauge, and we're gonna try and see how much of a gap there is. Now, with exhaust manifolds, you want a 100% seal of any exhaust gases. And I suspect that it's letting in just enough air to throw off the sensors, but not throw a code and allow the EGR test to complete. So what I'm gonna do is jack this part of the car up, get a jack stand under it, and we're gonna look at everything we can under here. I might have to put a jack stand on the other side too, but I'm gonna go grab my feeler gauges right now and try and figure out how many thousandths of an inch we have of a gap there. So sure enough, I've got 10 thousandths feeler right here. Hopefully you all can see this. Yep. We in fact have a gap. It's at least 10 thousandths, probably a little thicker than that. I would say maybe 12 or 13 thousandths total. But that's a problem. We have to fix that because that's where an exhaust leak is coming from. For 15 bucks, I got this from O'Reilly's, and these are 4 new exhaust manifold flange bolts for the 3.6. Unfortunately, they don't include 8, so you could do the other side. So when I do get around to doing the other side, I'm gonna have to purchase another box. It's kind of funny because I ordered the flange gaskets off of Amazon. Those were like 20 bucks. They were, I think, like 40 something from O'Reilly's, so they were cheaper from Amazon. And same brand and everything, Felpro. For that, they give you a pair, but for these bolts, you only get 4 for one side, ostensibly. So we're going to hopefully fix this issue once I get those gaskets in. So I'm going to do the driver's side. In order to do this, I've got to, like I said, jack the car up on the left side. Pretty sure I can get to it if I pull the wheel off. So with the wheel off, I can get to it from the side. On the driver's side, you can't really get to it from the top. I'm probably going to have to get to it from the bottom either way. But what I'm hoping for at this point is the threads in the head are not stripped out. If they are, I'm going to have to drill out those threads and put what's called a time sert in there, and kind of fix it that way. That's not the way that I want to go, obviously, because that's quite a bit of work. But if I have to do it, I have to do it in order to get this thing to pass smog. Unfortunately, if this emissions reader does not clear, I can't smog this car in this state, because all of the emissions monitors have to be completely done now. It used to be, as of last year, that one could be still in the test mode and they would allow you to pass the emissions test, but now all of them have to be done, unfortunately. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. We'll put the car in run, plug my OBD in here at the bottom. You can see right there. Scan tool is turning on. You'll see what I mean. EGR right there is still in red and blinking, so that's signifying that the computer has not ran this test yet, and it hasn't passed it. Obviously it keeps canceling, probably hopefully because of this issue with the exhaust leak that it has, as small as it is. So in order to pass emissions here, all of these have to be in the green. If I ever want to sell this car, I have to get it emissions tested, and this has to be off and it has to be green in order for me to do that. So next part of this video, hopefully we'll get this car back into the shop and start working on this repair. Got the wheel chock in place, brought the car into the shop partially, and I've got my jack stands. So we're going to jack the car up. I may need to remove that wheel. I'm not entirely sure yet. Y'all can see it's not much area to work with there. So I'm gonna have to probably get a little creative with some extensions for the bottom bolts and the top bolts. I mean, God, there's no way around this. I guess it could be worse, but these are the new gaskets. I'm not gonna do that side yet, but this is what they look like. I don't even know if I have to replace these, but I'm kind of on the fence with taking those 4 bolts out and replacing them. The gasket's got to come out anyways. I might as well just replace it just to be sure. So like I said, I'm going to get everything ready, get the car jacked up, and then we'll go from there. Car's jacked up. Got the jack stands in line with the transmission cross member there. And also, I've got the jack still over here just as an added safety. It's just touching the frame rail, or the unibody frame rail, I should say. So it's just added safety. It's doesn't have any weight on it, but in case those things fail, that thing is just smart to do. Okay, so I've got pretty much every 1/4 inch extension, including my Cobalt wobble that I've had for years, 2 10mm sockets, another universal joint, and then 2 10mm wrenches. Hopefully that's all I need. I'm gonna get under this thing, under the car right now, and this is about where we're at here. I got to get to those 2 bottom bolts. Now they are, as you can see, cut out on the exhaust flange, which makes it really easy to actually remove the catalytic converter if you need to. We don't need to, but we do have to remove both of those bolts anyways. So I'm going to have to find a way to either come in through this angle or find a way over here and get some extensions in there and kind of guide it, because at least I can see it from here and hopefully get it off that way. So this is going to be kind of annoying, but honestly I think these bottom bolts are probably going to be the easiest. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I went in there with my wobble head ratchet with a 10mm on it, and I was able to break the torque, so now I can get in there with my little 12-volt Bosch impact and pull these bolts out. I've already got that one, just need to somehow get that one. Very, very tight and cramped in here. Can't really get you guys a great video of this particular part. So that other bolt's out. I accidentally shut the camera off. But now hopefully we'll have enough flex when we do pull this gasket off, because I'm gonna have to move that back just slightly in order to fish that gasket out. But now we should be able to hopefully get it out from the top. So at the top now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get you guys a good angle here. I'm going to try PCV hose right there. I got to get around these AC lines. Feels like it's threading out okay. This is the top left one, obviously. Top forward one, if you want to call it that. Now, as I said earlier in this video, I'm hoping that the threads going into the head are not stripped, because if they are, I'm going to have to either do that myself to basically re-thread it. By the way, these are going to be really fun to get back in. I had to go grab something to stand on for better angle here. There we go. Oh, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting a damn torque wrench in here, by the way. This isn't even the stock bolt. Is that these things are on here tight. They're not really loose, as I do brake torque on them. So you can see all the black soot all over this thing. There was more. There's a lot here. Those bolts just weren't tightened down all the way, or they got some debris on here. I seem to remember when I looked at this thing before, I did see some debris. I'm not seeing any down there now. So, got some bad news. News that I'm not surprised about, but it is bad. I did manage to clean off that flange a bit, but there's a reason why. The top bolts are not the same as the bottom. These are the stock bolts. These are the top bolts. They're also not the same length, and they've been cut off at the bottom. The reason for that, let me get my mirror here and show you guys. We've got some thread damage. That's the hole going into the exhaust. You can see that shiny, squiggly piece of metal there. Kind of hard to see, but the threads are unfortunately damaged. So what it needs is a time cert to completely fix it. I don't have anything like that here. So I'm going to replace this gasket. This one is done for. And hopefully we can torque these things down enough to where it's not going to give us any more trouble. Now, the fun part is getting this thing down in there. And I'm going to end up having to start the two top bolts, go to the bottom, and get the two bottom bolts back in there and sink those down. So I'm starting to see why there isn't too many videos of doing these gaskets on YouTube. It's a huge pain in the ass to get a camera back here, but I've got the two bottom bolts going in. That thing is oriented the correct way. I'll show you guys the correct way it's oriented when I get out from underneath the car. But yeah, so those are both through. Everything's lined up, and the exhaust is basically just resting on those two bottom bolts. Thankfully, they were smart enough to have those cutouts, because that made this so much easier to kind of align everything. So now I just got to get back to the top and put the old bolts back in because they're longer. Really didn't want to reuse those, but they do have that little bit of surface rust that I did take care of. Other than that, they still look good. So we're going to try and get them back in. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue Loctite on this, like maybe 2 drops on the first couple threads. That's it. You don't want to use any more than that. That's probably more than enough. I have the other bolt sitting in there towards the front. I'm going to pull it back out. I just have it in there to line or help line everything up. I'm sorry you guys can't see that, but I'm just doing it by hand. Getting it on and in place. Now I'll just pull out the other one and I'll get that with some Loctite too. All right, so I got the bottom two all cinched down, the top two. On my way to cinching those down completely. I have them bottomed out against the flange, but none of these four are torqued yet. So I need to do that and get the proper torque values for them. And then somehow get a torque wrench in here as well as on top. So that's gonna be kind of fun. I have not used this since I worked in aviation. This really small 1/4 inch drive ratchet. That was perfect for getting in there, just like this, onto the bottom of both of these bolts and cinching them down by hand. Just like that, basically. Fits in there perfectly. This thing is a Snap-on TKN72. Very nice little ratchet. Used to use it quite a lot when I was working in aviation. And since I took all my tools home after I got out of the industry, I haven't really used this thing since until now. So kind of a fun little use for it right here. Anyway, so now I'm gonna go grab my torque wrench, figure out what the correct value is, and see if I can get the thing in there. Well, bad news. What I was afraid of what was gonna happen is that bolt completely stripped out. The front left bolt, if it'll focus on it, right there. So I'm gonna turn this thing on. It's probably gonna be some exhaust noise because I think that leak just got a little worse. And we'll leave the hood open for now. I just gotta back it out. All right, got the key. That's quieter than I thought it would be. It's not making any noise now. Not like it was. Well, let's get this thing out of the garage. All right, hood's closed. You know what? I'm gonna take this thing around the block. Yeah, that sounds like the noise cleared up that we were initially hearing, but I need to make something very apparent here. This car is not fixed. Those threads need to be fixed with a time cert, something like that. And yeah, I mean, this might allow me to smog the car, but that problem's likely gonna come back, especially because that other gasket was all rusted up. That's water intrusion. And that is likely because this thing was not making a good seal. So, while it's probably good for now, and hopefully that EGR thing will clear up on here. Anyways, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's just another adventure with this car that I've got to figure out some way to sort out. Stay tuned for more.